Hi, this is TJ Klune, and I'm here to talk to you about the Green Creek series, which started with the recently released Wolfsong. Now, a lot of you probably know me from The House in the Cerulean Sea, Under the Whispering Door, and In the Lives of Puppets, and you see this and you think, oh goodness, TJ must have written another cozy book. Unfortunately, that is a lie. These books are very different. These books deal with, rather than the strength of community and communal love, these books deal with the dangerous side of love. Wolfsong begins this four-book series and follows a group of people who live together in the forests of the United States of Oregon, and they are about to learn that their world is becoming completely different and that everything is changing. The first book follows a boy named Ox, and not only does this book and this entire series cover the same lives of these characters over the entire series, but it also covers the lives of these characters over decades. When you meet the characters at the beginning of this series, some of them are children, and by the time it reaches the very end of the series, they're all in their 30s and their 40s. I was able to follow these same characters for years and tell their complete story from four different perspectives in four different books. I am so joyful that we're getting to see these books re-released, because before I signed with Tor UK, these books were my most popular series, and the fandom around these books is fervent. There is beautiful art, there's beautiful fan fiction already ready and waiting for people who get involved with this series. Wolfsong is the beginning. It is followed by Ravensong, which comes out in August, and that will be followed in 2024 by Heartsong and the finale Brother Song. And each one of those books is unique, but each one of those books will test your levels of angst that you can tolerate. I love them. They're very wonderful stories, and I cannot wait to share the rest of it with the world. When it comes to this series, I have to admit that when I started writing this first book, it was not going to be about werewolves at all. This first book, when I wrote it, was going to be my take on Romeo and Juliet, with two warring families that came together, but with an entirely different ending, of course. However, as I was writing that story, I actually got 30,000 words into writing that story before my really weird brain whispered in my head, okay, but what if they were werewolves? I have never had that thought before. I don't know where it came from, and I tried to ignore it, but the more and more I thought about it, the more and more I realized that how interesting it would be to put my own spin on the idea of werewolf mythology, because we have the idea that werewolves are monsters from a lot of the horror films and a lot of the horror novels and books and everything that we enjoy. We see werewolves from a certain perspective, but I wanted to explore werewolves as the idea of a community, as a pack, as a family, and to show those dynamics. And something that I found very interesting during my research, which led into the formation of the rest of the books in this series, is that in real life, real wolves are often paired with crows. They have crows and ravens that will follow them around, and they live in a symbiotic relationship. The crows and the ravens can warn wolves from any potential predators that might be above them, and the wolves themselves help to feed the ravens and the crows. So it's this circle of life, and I love that idea. So I applied that to the characters in this book to show these relationships between these different types of people coming together who just happen to be werewolves. And I loved being able to tell that story.